Morning, Trojans. Hope everybody had a great weekend. The weather was outstanding here the end of last week and through the weekend, so hopefully you had an opportunity to get out and enjoy some of that awesome weather as we turn a little bit more to a little bit more colder week this week. So hopefully everybody got to do the things they wanted to do outside so we can stay inside and be warm this week. Last week's Monday mission was handling success like a champion. A couple of the ideas that you could do to handle that success was to let your success breed other success down the road, so that drives you to be more successful rather than dwelling on the immediate success. Make that success be able to dwell you or push you to be more successful down the road. And also, too, be humble. Be humble in your success. People respect that. People clamor to people that are more humble during success. So, take those lessons and heed those things forward. I want to congratulate last week's Students of the Week, Derek Tromke, Callie Mashik, and Maria Jockin. Congratulations to those 3 Students of the Week. This week's Monday mission is blocking out the noise. Blocking out the noise, as much as positivity can spread like wildfire, the same thing can be said about negative attitudes. In fact, negativity can spread faster and broader simply because it's much easier to become or have a negative attitude than it is to have a positive one. Negativity is in the form of making excuses, blaming others, and undermining the people around you. So those things are much easier to do than to give support when you're unsure, or to accept ownership in the situation, or easier to to understand that you've made the mistake and that you need to take ownership for that. So negativity can be a much easier thing to do at times, but these types of behaviors create a negative environment. What we're asking you to do is be the type of person that blocks out this negativity, take the high road and persevere through it for success. If you want to enjoy the place, ask yourself the question whether being in and around some place that's positive is much more enjoyable than being in a negative environment. Even though it's much easier to be negative, to create a negative place to be, ask yourself if that's the place that you want to be. If you don't, make the changes necessary to make that happen. Take upon yourself to do the things like we're going to talk about here in a second in order to make your situation more positive and more enjoyable. So a couple of suggestions on how to block out the noise. Surround yourself with positive people. The more positive people that you have around you, the larger group of positive people, that's either going to weed out the negative people or just weed out the negative behavior and attitude. Honestly, like I said, it's really easy to be negative, but if everybody else is around you sees that you're being positive, other people are going to want to climb onto that bus as well. Another thing you can do is stay off social media. Social media basically has created an environment in which it's really easy to be negative. It's really easy to say something that's really hurtful to others, or critical of some situation because you're not there. You don't have to have that face-to-face conversation. That's really a whole lot more difficult than saying it on social media. So if you want to keep yourself away or block out the noise, stay away from those social media sites. And then last thing to do is ignore the negative opinions of others. Some people might say something just completely out of left field that is just really critical of something or some decision, or critical of somebody else. Really ignore those opinions. The more you give conversation to those negative things, the more that they grow. So obviously then an inverse of that would be if you give less direction or conversation to those things will fade away a lot more quickly. Kind of the overarching reason for blocking out the noise being this Monday mission is we've transitioned into February, and our February Monday mission is not achievement, it's actually no negativity. Negative actions and attitudes are the enemy of a positive climate. Allow yourself to be the person that squelches negative words and actions in order to persevere in an enjoyable place. So really what we're trying to focus on this month is blocking out the negativity, allowing the positive things that are in and around you to be more prevalent, and understanding that those things are much more difficult. It's really easy to say that you don't like something or something's too hard, and it's much more hard to persevere, but the reward down the road is much sweeter, and it also creates a much more enjoyable place and enjoyable people to be around. So with that, I hope everybody has a great week, and go Trojans.